The Corrupted Nightfall on Grandmaster difficulty will probably be the hardest Nightfall you will ever do for the Conqueror seal in Season of Arrivals. But do not fear! With this video, you too can get it completed with time and patience. Hey gamers, welcome back to the channel. Before we get into this guide, I just quickly wanted to thank all of you for the crazy amount of support you have been showing me over the last couple weeks. My last videos have done insane and I cannot thank you enough. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you. So, Grandmaster Corrupted. Having trouble? Don't worry, we all were, or are still having trouble. This is going to take time, so don't feel bad if you wipe at the boss and have to redo the whole thing. Learn, overcome, and adapt. We completed this day one after about 3.5 hours. We had multiple failed runs and learned something every time. This video will first go over the recommended loadouts and team composition. Then I will get into each part of the Nightfall, room by room, to give you tips on how to progress, so you don't make the same mistakes that would cost you a wipe. Loadouts time. Before I get into this, I understand there are multiple different types of loadouts. This is what my team used. If you have any good ideas, type them down below. Also, I'm going to expect that you are well equipped as you are actually thinking about tackling a Grandmaster Nightfall. So expect recommendations that involve taken mods or pinnacle weapons. We ran 2 Warlocks and a Titan. This strat seemed to work well, but a Hunter would definitely be nice to have for the tethers, or the invis. If you also want to go the whole Hunter invis strat where you run multiple Hunters and skip everything, go ahead. But I'm going to explain this as if you're tackling each room with the intent to kill and then move on with leaving minimal enemies alive. Usually I view a fire team as having 3 roles. There's 1, the Slayer role. This person is DPS and has weapons that pack a punch. 2, the utility role is the person who's running weapons that are specific for a strike. For example, maybe Ariana's to shoot through the Vandal shields and to take out solar shields quickly. 3 is the support role, and the support is looking at helping the team out via healing or maybe invis, or having a special finisher with a super return exotic. The support also is running 2 burns maybe on their weapons to break the most shields, and not really focus on killing. So here's our loadouts. I will extend these loadouts into more options after viewing what we used. The Slayer is running Mountaintop with Taken Spec. Pretty much every weapon should have Taken Spec unless they're using a champion mod. And then a Void Overload weapon, which I used a hand cannon here, and Anarchy. The utility is running an Unstoppable hand cannon, Ariana's for Vandal and Solar Shields, and when to go for the Blinding Grenades, which are really good, and Arc damage. The support is running Mountaintop, and then an Arc primary hand cannon for the Arc shields, and Edgewise for Solar Shields and Scion Clear. This loadout is very flexible, so to generalize it, I would recommend just having one person with an AoE weapon like Anarchy for setting up damage over time areas. If somehow none of you have Anarchy, then Wither Horde I guess could work. And then whoever uses this damage over time weapon should then become the Slayer and then focus on that damage and add clear. I was this person, and I combined this with my Conqueror's holds and taken repurposing vortex grenades to be able to throw my vortex grenade and eliminate anything that walked in it. The other generalization is for someone to have unstoppable rounds and then either Ariana's or some solar weapon to handle shields. This is going to be your utility person. This person will be looking to stun champions, break solar shields, and take out enemies from a distance with Ariana's or whatever weapon you end up choosing. And for a heavy, try to go for like a Wendigo for the blinding nades, but if not, Delirium for assistance on arc shields and ad control. The last generalization for a class is whoever's going to be running that Warlock or Hunter. If you only have 1 Warlock though, they should be on Well of Radiance and take this position. If you have 2 Warlocks, one should become the Well, and the other should become a Nova Bomb with Conqueror's holds and taking repurposing, but we'll get into all that later. Since other teammates are probably going to be on the Void subclasses with the seasonal artifact mod Overload Void Grenades, which is amazing, the support should be on another Unstoppable round with an Arc primary. Then have an LMG to break shields fast and help with ad control. Alright, I'm just going to run through each of our loadouts that we used, and again, if you want to change the loadouts between people and maybe have your Well Warlock running pure damage, that is totally fine. I was on Warlock as the Slayer. My build was all about damage and Void Overloads. I had a Void Overload hand cannon, but my main source of overloads were actually my grenades. I used the Overload Grenade mod on my chest piece and Oppressive Darkness on my class item. I had taken repurposing, so every time I broke a Void Shield on an Acolyte, I would get my grenade back. If I didn't get it back, I had Conqueror's holds on, so I'd get majority of my grenade back. This would always have my grenade up. When we came to an Overload Hobgoblin, I would just charge my grenade, throw it on the champion to overload it, and then help DPS, and if need be, I would switch to my hand cannon to re-overload the champion. That is this whole build. It was amazing. These are the mods that I ran. These mods are quite universal. Major pointers here is the Take repurposing, Taken barrier, and armaments, and then Overload grenades mod and Oppressive darkness mod. A huge bonus for Slayer, whoever's running that, is to run countercharge on the chest piece, and then high energy fire, so every time a champion gets stunned, you will get a free damage buff. The other team is running similar mods by having their weapon counterparts for finders and scavengers. Our Titan was on Bubble, running an unstoppable hand cannon, Arianas, and Wendigo. He was our utility, but he also had Overload grenades on as a backup. Our other Warlock was on Well with Phoenix Protocol to keep the well up. He was running Mountaintop and an Arc hand cannon with Unstoppable, and Edgewise for solar damage and Demolitionist. Again, each of these classes ran similar mods to my Warlock, the Resist mods and the Taken mods, and the other Overload grenades, countercharge, etc. If your team comp is different as expected, then try to just strategize kind of like what we just did. One general rule I'd say though is if you have one Warlock, they should be on Well, if you have one Titan, they should be on Bubble, and if you have one Hunter, they should be on the bottom tree Night Stalker. But if you try to dupe up on a certain class, then try to figure out what you need most. That is why I went Voidwalker Warlock and just threw grenades the whole strike, taking out shields and adds for days. That is the build. I will put all of our exact builds down in the description if you want to look at those. If you have any questions, leave them down below. But now we are going to get into how to tackle each room with recommendations. Starting the strike. When you load in, you have 2 overloads in the first area. Do not draw their aggro because they will send a barrage over the middle and continually missile you. What we would do is take out the first group of scoring with their boss, and then I would throw my void grenades at the groups through this crack. The utility and Mountaintops would also take out the Vandal snipers. As the wave dies down, move around to the right here. Stay in this area and clear up the remaining adds and the next wave that spawns. Always call out and kill the Axion dart that flies at you. Once all adds are dead, take out the first champion, use your Oppressive Overload grenade to stun him maybe, and then kill and then wait for the other champion to push up to where you kill the first one. After this, kill the boss and push in. Push to the next area slowly and be careful for the invisible minotaurs. In the elevator, do not hack the panel. Charge balls all around the arena. We set up about 15 balls. Have your AoE player place Anarchy shots where the Scions will spawn in as your teammate hacks the panel. Everyone grab a ball and throw a nade to ensure where the wave of Scions die, and then when the shielded enemies spawn, everyone throw your ball. Kill that wave and do the exact same thing. Layer the spawn and then grab a ball. The Knight will take extra balls to take out a shield. After the elevator, you're going to have an unstoppable champion to deal with. Stay on the elevator and take him out. Push up to activate the Shrieker, do not underestimate him. Kill it and proceed. Here we're going to have 2 more Unstoppables and 3 more Shriekers. Take them out, push up to activate the Shrieker, kill the Shrieker, fall back, kill the Unstoppable, push up, kill the Shrieker, fall back. Once in the yoga room, head to the spot on the left. Here is your safety zone. Always return here when the room is about to switch to its alternate form. Remember, do not use your abilities before you get teleported as the other area is a completely different zone, so you lose whatever you placed in the previous area. Stay up here taking enemies that push you, and every time the room is about to switch, indicated by the timer on the left side of your screen, go back to the safety zone. Let the room switch, and then push up and take out the enemies that have pushed up to your previous spot. Keep repeating this. Every enemy will eventually move their way to your side, and you can just eliminate them. There is 2 overloads in the Taken realm, and 1 unstoppable in the Hive realm. But once you get the ogres or a certain HP after you've killed everything, then you start damaging the ogres, another wave will spawn. This I believe includes another overload goblin in the Taken realm. A thing to be wary of now though is Hive Knights will rush you from behind, so have a player watch your flank and call it out when a knight makes its way over. Do just as before, keep going to the safety zone before you get teleported. After you have eliminated everything again and are safe, take out the Taken ogre first always, then take out the Hive ogre. As you push up to the next area, the 2 Unstoppables will be here right away. If you're lucky, they will get stuck in the doors, and you can shoot them through them. Push up, have your utility take out the Vandals, and then let the next 2 Unstoppables push up. Kill them before pushing back down, and now there's going to be an overload on the left and right. Jump over here to the right, and then there's going to be an overload right away, so eliminate it. Push to its body, and then the other yellow bar Vandal will push you. Kill him, take your time, stay out of line of sight of the left overload. And if you want to, you can go take out that left overload before proceeding through the door. If not, just bypass it. Have your most confident player stay up top, just in case one of you dies while falling, as your res will be all the way up to the top, unobtainable. We did this before, I'm so sorry, Mutt. I recommend following the path on screen. Once in the next area, have your void damage push forward, and then once you reach the wanted enemy, tag him, and just wait till he leaves. Stay up here, and snipe what you can before jumping down. There's a path on the right to skip this area, but I don't know if the hobgoblin can snipe you or not. Else, if you are technically the champs, there's going to be 2 overloads on the left pathway. They're pretty much free, just use the cover. Boss room. Alright. The worst boss in the game. She just has like a gigantic tractor cannon. You get hit by that, you're going to go flying. You have to put in mind that this witch will kill you just by her presence. The modifier of increased knockback is so serious, which is why I recommend switching to strafe glide and strafe lift. If you are going to die though, just accept your fate so your res can come up faster. Start the encounter with a damage over time person running through the mid slice, while the 2 other players start on the left side. Place your Anarchies at the spot the enemies are going to jump to. There's 3 different areas. And then get your team to start mount-topping the adds as they jump across and group up. Once the enemies are dead, charge 2 balls and have your Anarchy get ready to tag the boss after the balls are thrown. The second her shield break is the easiest time to tag her, as she doesn't really move, so the Anarchy should tag her and then go back to placing traps at the same locations as before, and then go back to your team to eliminate the next enemy wave. All you needed to be calling out is where the boss is. If she teleports to your slice of land, jump to another one with your team. Kill the wave and finish damaging the boss while avoiding her boot. Once you damage her enough, where she goes to the left side and the rocks start falling, another wave will spawn. Head to the right side and do the exact same thing, but now you gotta watch out for rocks. Kill the adds by either shooting the Anarchy where they jump to or mountain-topping the groups, and then damage her until she leaves. You can wait here for your super because when you go to the Taken Realm, we're going to have more champions. When you load in, there's going to be 2 overloads and an unstoppable. Right away, the overload's going to be looking at you. Take out the overload and push up a little for the boss to leave. Kill the adds, push up, and then take out the overload before jumping. Jump across, push up, take out the unstoppable now before jumping. Push up, and then wait again if you need to for super before entering the final arena. Have 2 players run left and 1 player run right. Mountaintop the spawns of the scions to eliminate them right away before they can start duplicating. Just know that Sadia's blast is just as strong as her booping you off. Have your Titan or Hunter retrieve the ball safely by either invis or wall, and then charge it to hit the boss. Have your Slayer ready to damage again right away. 2 Knights will spawn with solar shields. Eliminate them. And then Scions are going to spawn shortly after, so eliminate them as well, staying out of line of sight of Sadia. After you get the second ball, pressure her right away to try and kill her because another wave will spawn. If you don't kill her, just proceed like before, stay alive as you get teleported, and you just completed one of the hardest Nightfalls ever. Congratulations if you've done it, and good luck to those of you who are going to jump in after this video. I could upload my full uncut run if you guys want to, but I feel like this guide is much better than watching a really long video of us just sitting there waiting for our super. So have patience, stay alive, play together, and you get this done, gamers. I'll see you gamers in the next one.